Some battles are not won with bravery alone. They are won with strategy, patience, and understanding the human mind. Sometimes the path ahead seems impossibly long, a slope that stretches further than the eye can see. We look at the challenge and feel overwhelmed. The enemy may be stronger, faster, more numerous, but often the real battlefield is in the mind. The mind overthinks, it pauses, it doubts. Sometimes the most effective strategy is not thinking, it is acting despite uncertainty. In this episode, we will explore defensive strategies that have been used throughout human history. These strategies have protected cities and civilizations, peoples and nations, territories and resources. Many of these methods are thousands of years old, yet their logic and effectiveness remain relevant today. Humans, it seems, have been planning, calculating, and defending almost as long as we have walked the earth. The story of defense is a story about resilience, patience, and the psychology of fear. War is not only fought on the battlefield, it is fought in minds, in choices, and in fear itself. Humans are paradoxical creatures. We fight for water, food, and land. We fight for peace, security, and survival. We even fight to avoid war. The paradox is clear. The same mind that seeks peace also designs weapons of war. Fear is a central element of strategy. Fear of losing territory, fear of annihilation, fear of humiliation. Fear guides armies, shapes empires, and sometimes prevents battles from ever starting. Throughout history, civilizations learned to leverage fear, not only through weapons, but through positioning, fortifications, and psychological tactics. Defense in depth is not just a formation, it is a philosophy of endurance. Defense in depth is a layered strategy. Instead of placing all forces in a single line, forward line absorbs the first attack, intentionally weaker. Intermediate lines wear down the enemy, exhaust morale and energy. Final line, decisive line, fresh troops ready to confront the fatigued enemy. Historical examples: ancient walled cities with multiple walls, medieval castles with moats and inner keeps. To Germany's Eastern Front staggered positions. The goal is not always to destroy the enemy immediately. It is to exhaust, confuse, and delay them until they are vulnerable. Every line has a purpose, but every line has a cost. Layered defense is powerful, yet resource-intensive. Open terrain is often required. Mountains and valleys reduce effectiveness. Supplies, coordination, and manpower are critical. Forward troops face the greatest danger. The strategy teaches patience and endurance are as important as strength. Sacrifice can be tactical, not wasteful. Even a weaker initial line can save an entire army if deployed correctly. Historical insights: German Eastern Front, defense in depth delayed Soviet advances. Roman limes, layered fortifications, protected the empire for centuries. Sometimes the land itself becomes a weapon, and survival depends on destruction. When defense in depth cannot stop an enemy, scorched earth may be employed. Retreat while destroying crops, supplies, and settlements. Starve the enemy and disrupt supply lines. Force the enemy to slow down and overextend. Historical examples: Napoleon's 1812 invasion of Russia, Moscow abandoned, everything of value destroyed. World War II Soviet retreats, entire factories relocated, villages burned to hinder German advance. Consequences: civilians suffer, economies collapse, recovery can take decades. Yet strategically, it can turn the tide, forcing the enemy into logistical nightmares and demoralizing them. Strategy is not just about victory, it is about choices that affect lives. Every defensive strategy carries ethical implications. Who fights in the forward line? How are civilians protected or not? What is the acceptable cost for delaying an enemy? Commanders must balance tactical advantage versus human cost, immediate survival versus long-term recovery. Historical lesson. Russian Scorched Earth slowed Napoleon, but cost lives and wealth. Soviet Scorched Earth similarly saved Moscow, but civilians paid heavily. Defense is not simply about winning, it is about making hard choices under pressure.